I'm Dr. Gina. Welcome back to America Trends. Donald Trump trending today. He's standing by his decision to sit out tomorrow's Republican presidential debate. The Donald says that instead he's going to skip the Fox News debate and he's going to host an event in Des Moines to benefit veterans at the same time as the debate. That's why our poll question today asks Donald Trump standing by his decision. How do you think it will affect him in the polls? Do you think it will help him, hurt him, or have no effect? You can vote in that poll right now, u2america.com, or you can use your U2 America handy-dandy app that is available now for your Apple and Android devices. And don't forget, download it if you haven't done that already. One person who I know has downloaded his U2 America app is here with me right now to discuss Trump's strategy. Talk show host Rick Amato, host of From the Edge of America. Sounds very edgy.
It's very edgy, just like your show, Gina.
Rick, it's good to have you back in studio. What do you think? Helps him, hurts him, no effect? We'll just start with the poll question.
It helps him, hurts him, no effect. You're not going to like my answer. I'm going to punt. I'm going to say the people of Iowa will make that final decision.
No, that is a punt. That's a lame punt. I don't know if I'm going to let you get away with that on this show.
If you
have to make a prediction of some sort.
My prediction is Trump wins Iowa.
Trump wins Iowa.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a safe prediction.
Safe prediction.
Poll numbers are so high,
right.
But Ronald Reagan skipped an Iowa debate, and he didn't fare so well in Iowa. Now, he did go on to win the election, but he did not do well in Iowa.
Let me say this, and this is, first of all, to our viewers out there, this is no endorsement of any candidate or any criticism of any candidate. So I'm going to make some comments.
You're just Switzerland today on this show,
I'm Switzerland on this. Let me say this. I'm hearing the comparisons between Reagan and Trump. It's out of context. Ronald Reagan, the debate which he skipped, was the first pre-primary Republican debate since 1948. He was advised by his advisor to skip it based upon there's no history there.
Whom he later fired.
He later fired and went into every single debate.
And he also paid for the next debate after that.
I didn't realize.
Fired his guy and then paid for the next debate.
That's a great. I forgot about it. It's a great story. The thing about Trump, people are asking, is it arrogant? Is it intelligent? I want to say this, Gina. It may be arrogant. It may be intelligent. Maybe both.
Maybe both.
It may be both. But the point I want to underscore, because no one is talking about this, and to me it's important, it's pragmatic. And why do I underscore pragmatism? Because Donald Trump is a business person. Donald Trump comes from a world where you have to get things done.
Right.
We have not had, in my belief, the worst businessman or businesswoman is more qualified to do a great job for the American people than the best politician.
Interesting.
We have not had a business person as a U.S. president in our lifetime.
Wow.
We're told they have to be lawyers, they have to be politicians.
They have to have experience.
They have to have experience.
Yes.
He is bringing pragmatism here. He's saying, look, I'm leading in the polls. I'm walking to hostile territory with Megyn Kelly. Why do I even need this?
Well, actually, the reason that he says that he pulled out was because of a piece that Fox put out that really didn't even mention Megyn Kelly. But the point about it is that I think that's a fascinating point. And to your point about him being a businessman, I have to say, if Donald Trump were doing this tomorrow night, he would be, he'd be probably trending for reasons that Donald Trump always trends, but he's still above the fold. Fox News,
right.
They're talking about Fox News on every network all across the country and the world. Now this is a major headline. Him doing another debate. There have been how many? 6 of them now. He did very well in the last one. He was very pleased. I thought Fox Business did an excellent job in their last debate. And so what was going to make headlines if not this? It's not a bad deal for Fox or for Trump in the long run.
Fox stands to lose millions of dollars in ad revenue, but as you say, it put them right back in the headlines.
Yeah.
Here's my concern. I just talked about I'm a fan of a business person, and I am, because a business person in the White House can create the spirit in America, the attitude, the infrastructure, where we see lower middle class people with the opportunity to move up. We see retirement savings plans with the opportunity to increase in value. My concern is this: he's acting incredibly unpresidential, as we all know. He's acting more like Wink Martindale, a game show host. And my concern is if he goes on and gets elected, and we have this wonderful opportunity for the American dream to be re-inspired, people of all colors, of all economic backgrounds to be re-inspired for the first time in our lifetime, a business person in the Oval Office. If he continues to treat it like a joke, we may never see a business person in there again.
And so do you think that, I mean, the way that things have gone for Trump so far, almost as if he has a golden touch. I mean, everything that he does seems to work. If he is America and that is his team, does that mean that things just will go well for America, as they haven't for a really long time, under repeated, by the way, pro-capitalist, GOP, business-minded, Wall Street supported candidates for so long, and we still are, I mean, look at our debt. It's ridiculous. We're at $18 trillion. And we can't even count it anymore. We can't even service it. We have no concept of what we're doing. So does that Midas touch follow him if he becomes the president?
It's a great question.
And impossible to know.
It's impossible to know, but I'll speculate on this one.
Because we are forging new territory, as you said.
I would like to, we're forging new territory. At the end of the day, it will come down to what he does in terms of working with Congress and U.S. Senate in terms of creating a business-friendly environment. It also comes down to the psychology. That Midas touch may lend itself well to psychology. But, you know, people are comparing him to Reagan right now. Ronald Reagan talked about optimism. He talked.
Do you know who he reminds me of?
Who?
I never
Reagan
honestly thought of this before. Donald Trump.
Who?
Churchill.
How so?
A little outspoken, a little bombastic, a lot bombastic. But I mean, Churchill kind of said what was on his mind. You know, obviously he wasn't a business person,
right,
but he was a military person. And at that point in time, that was really important. Right now, America needs a business person. I think we could also, frankly, use a lot of intelligence, you know, talent as well. But I just wonder if maybe that's a better comparison just in terms of the times.
You know, Gina, I hadn't thought of that, and it is an interesting comparison because, as you say, Churchill was outspoken in a very, very crisis time, and Trump is outspoken. I think Churchill was taken more seriously than Trump appears to be taking the job. Does that make any sense? I mean, when he tweets things that are kind of like off the cuff and
seem reactionary.
Reactionary.
That's the part that scares people to think, okay, he's got his finger on the nuclear bomb, and he's, you know, is he going to send it over to, you know, some news broadcaster who makes him mad? I hear you on that, and I think that is a concern. But it hasn't managed to hurt him in his business.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
Is amazing.
Right.
Amazing.
It's amazing. It hasn't hurt him in his business. And in the polls, it will be different, as you know, Gina. He's in a primary. That's when you have both the Republican and Democrats have their hardcore base. When you go to the general, you have to reach across that aisle.
He's attracting the blacks and Hispanics more than any GOP candidate has before.
And that's a good sign.
It's just going to be so interesting.
We've
never had a cycle like this.
I believe if he talks optimism, my prediction is if he gets the nomination, I think he will. That's not an endorsement. If he gets it, I think we'll see the pragmatist show more optimism and less polarization that we've seen about a wall, and Mexico pays for it. I think he'll talk about that big door on the wall more so.
A little business relief would be such a nice thing, wouldn't it?
Everyone's paycheck will have a chance to rise in value.
Absolutely. Thanks for being with us, Rick Amato. Up next.